Hi everyone, welcome back. When we meet someone new, we usually don't like them at first, but after talking with them for some time, we start feeling connected to them and end up saying yes to whatever they ask of us. How does it happen? What tricks do they use to make us agree to their demands? Well, in this video, I will tell you all about it. So make sure to watch until the end so you don't miss anything. Also, if you enjoy psychology videos and want to learn more about how the mind works, then consider subscribing to my channel. I put out new videos every week. Let's begin. Number 1, they ask you for a small favor. Have you ever heard of the Ben Franklin effect? It's a psychological term that refers to the tendency of people to have more positive feelings towards someone who has just asked them for a small favor than those who have not. An example of this is when your neighbor asks you to water his plants while he is on vacation. According to research, by doing this small favor, your brain automatically starts creating a connection between you and your neighbor. So next time you see him, you will feel closer to him than you would have otherwise. In the same way, someone who is trying to persuade you will start by asking you for a small favor. This could be something as simple as helping them carry their groceries or giving them directions. By asking for this small favor, they are creating a sense of obligation in you, which will make you more likely to say yes to their demands later on. So how can you protect yourself from this trick? Well, according to research, the best way to avoid being manipulated by the Ben Franklin effect is to refuse the initial request. If someone asks you for a small favor, refuse it politely and move on with your day. By doing this, you are sending a clear message that you are not easily manipulated and that you are not willing to be taken advantage of. Number 2, scarcity. We all want what we can't have. It's a fact. And that's why scarcity is one of the most effective sales techniques there is. The idea is simple. If you make someone feel like they are missing out on something, they will be more likely to buy it. For example, if you go to a car dealership and see a car that you like, the salesperson may say something like, "This is a very popular car and we have a lot of customers who are interested in it. So you should make up your mind quickly before someone else buys it." Or they might say, "This is a limited edition model and there aren't many of them left. So if you're interested, you should act fast." In both cases, the salesperson is using scarcity to create a sense of urgency and make you feel like you need to buy the car right now. But it's not just salespeople who use this technique. Everyone who wants something from you will use scarcity at some point. For example, let's say you are dating someone and they start telling you how busy they are and how they don't have much time for a relationship. Or maybe they start talking about how their ex was always available for them and how you are not. In both cases, they are using scarcity to make you feel like you need to fight harder for their attention. So how can you defend yourself against this tactic? Well, the key is to remember that whoever is using scarcity against you only has so much power over you. You are in control of your own decisions and no one can force you to do anything. Just because someone says they are busy or that something is rare does not mean you have to agree to their demands. Take your time and decide what is best for you. 3, they use the rule of reciprocity. We live in a society where people expect certain things from us. For example, if someone does us a favor, we feel obligated to return it. This is called the law of reciprocity, and it is a powerful psychological principle that can be used for good or bad. For example, let's say you work for a company and your boss asks you to stay late and work on a project. Even if you don't want to stay late, you will probably feel obligated to do it because your boss did you a favor by asking you directly.
In this situation, your boss has created a sense of indebtedness in you, which will make you more likely to agree to their demands in the future. But it's not just bosses who use the law of reciprocity. Everyone who wants something from you will use it at some point. For example, let's say you are dating someone and they start telling you how great you are all the time. Or maybe they start complimenting you a lot and making you feel special.
In both cases, they are using the law of reciprocity to create a sense of indebtedness in you, which will make you more likely to agree to their demands in the future. So how can you defend yourself against this tactic? Well, the key is to remember that no one can force you to do anything. Just because someone has done you a favor or has been nice to you in the past does not mean you have to agree to their demands in the future. Don't let yourself be manipulated by the law of reciprocity. Number 4, they tell you what you want to hear. We all like to think that we are rational people who make decisions based on logic and reason. But the truth is that our emotions play a much bigger role in our decision-making process than we like to admit. For example, let's say you are trying to sell a house. You list it for sale and soon you get an offer. The offer is lower than what you were hoping for, but the buyer is willing to pay all of the closing costs if you accept the offer. Now you have a decision to make. Do you accept the offer or do you keep waiting for a better one? If you are an emotional person, you might be tempted to accept the offer. After all, it would be nice to have the house off your hands quickly and without any hassle. Plus, you would save on those closing costs. However, if you are a logical person, you might decide to keep waiting for a better offer. After all, the house is worth more than what the buyer is offering. Closing costs are not that big of a deal. In this scenario, your emotions are pulling you in one direction while your logic is pulling you in another. Ultimately, your decision will come down to which one you trust more. And that is exactly what those who want to persuade you are counting on. They know that you are an emotional creature and they will use it against you at every turn. For example, let's say you are dating someone and they start telling you how great you are all the time. Or maybe they start complimenting you a lot and making you feel special. In both cases, they are preying on your emotions to make you more likely to agree to their demands. So how can you protect yourself against this trick? Well, the key is to be aware of your own emotions and how they influence your decision-making process. No one can force you to do anything. Don't let your emotions get the best of you. No. 5. They attack your ego. Our ego is a fragile thing. We all like to feel good about ourselves, and we hate criticism. This is something that those who want to manipulate us know very well. They will often attack our ego in order to make us agree to their demands. For example, let's say you are driving and someone cuts you off. You might get angry and start honking your horn. The other driver might respond by giving you the finger. In this case, they are attacking your ego in order to make you react. They know that you don't like being honked at and that you will probably respond in kind. Similarly, let's say you are at a party and someone tries to engage you in conversation. You might be busy talking to someone else and not be interested in having a conversation. The person might take this personally and become angry. They might start yelling at you or even try to fight you. Again, they are attacking your ego in order to make you react. So how can you defend yourself against this trick? Well, the key is to remember that everyone has their own problems. The person who cut you off in traffic is probably late for an important appointment. The person who tried to talk to you at the party is probably just trying to be friendly. When you realize this, you will be less likely to take things personally and more likely to respond calmly. These are some of the tricks that people use to make you say yes. It's important to be aware of these tactics so that you can protect yourself from them. Remember that you are in control of your decisions and no one can force you to do anything. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up and subscribe for more videos like this.